how do you feel or how do you want to feel when you look in the mirror after a conflict? This is beyond everybody else. This is personal pride. This is a personal pride, personal thing. I can say, how is someone else going to view me? How are you going to view you after this is done? We have moments that we're not our best. And those moments happen, when we don't expect it, probably sometimes more often we'd like it to happen. And I know for me, it happens as a parent for sure. Like there's been times when my daughter, like she has done things, like she was up and she's a swimmer, has track swim meets she has to go to. And it was just me. And I think was it me and my wife? Yeah. And she had gone to bed and she's, 9 o'clock, we're all in bed. And then we find out that she had turned the computer on and was on Roblox till like 11:30, 12 o'clock. And it's like she's literally a swim meet. She's going to go to this meet. She needs a rest. Didn't rest. She was sleeping all the way to the swim meet, did horribly. And I remember just like angry, like, what are you doing? We're putting the time in. We're. Here. We're doing that, And then I can remember looking at her face, and the face that she gave me in response was this, it was like scared, like it wasn't like this, the face I wanted my daughter to look at me with, we'll call it, right? Let's just be honest. And so in those moments, I remember looking at myself going, man, is that the kind of look that you want to get from your daughter? Or are you being the kind of man that she needs as a father? So I have to sit here and go, when I'm done with this conversation, can I look myself in the mirror? Can you look yourself in the mirror and go, you handled it right? Well done with that conflict. Because if you can't do that, then what happens is you're going to start doing things that lead you in places where you have regret or guilt or shame looking in hindsight, because you weren't in the moment managing and controlling properly. So that whole thing you were doing was just off on a tear. And now you've done some things that are problematic. My buddy sent me this really cool thought, and it had to do with this. He had this son and him. It's a story about this guy and his son, and they're battling back and forth. They're always in arguments and conversations. And so what the dad does is he goes, hey, every time you're mad or angry or say something rude, I want you to go and put a nail into the fence. Okay. And then every time you have a good day, pull a nail out. So he goes in, he's, mad, and he's nailing it. And because he's nailing so much, he eventually stops nailing all these different things. And so he eventually pulls back out, and it's okay, great. I'm going to pull myself back out and all these nails out. And then he goes to the son when they're having a good time. He's like, so you're doing well. It took a while, but you hammered a bunch of nails in, pulled a bunch of nails out. And he goes, feel good? He says, yeah, I feel good. He says, great. I'm glad that you've apologized and mended the situations, but I want you to look at this fence. There's a bunch of holes. And with any kind of conflict or something that's detrimental to somebody, while yes, you've put that nail in and caused a problem and you've pulled it out, a mark is left forever. And so the idea is like, especially with my kids, like I think about that when I'm having these conversations and I'm doing these things. I may apologize later. I may, say I didn't mean to do that. All that might take place, but the nail hole's still there, no matter how small it is. The goal is to have less nails and therefore less holes. And that happens by managing yourself, which you can control, and the onset of conflict in situations.